Welcome back. In our previous video, we started to understand the basic structure of a Java program and how to print output to the console. Now, to make our programs more useful, we need a way to store and manipulate data. That's where variables come in. In this video, we'll learn what variables are, explore the different data types Java provides, and see how to declare and initialize them. My name is Oleg, it's DevNights, let's get started. Imagine you have labeled boxes where you can store different things, like clothes, toys, groceries, and other stuff. In programming, variables are like those labeled boxes. A variable is a named storage location that can hold a value. The value stored in a variable can change during the execution of a program. Like in real life, you can open your box and add more stuff there or take something out. Think of a variable as a container with a specific label. The label is the variable's name, and the container holds the value. Variables allow us to store and access information that our program needs to work with. But unlike real storage boxes, variables cannot hold physical objects, because computer memory does not store physical objects. What is then stored in computer memory that we can assign to a variable? Well, let's take a look at the typical website screen. What data do we see here? Obviously, text, like title or description. What else? Numbers, like the price. Images, which are a bit more complex than other types of data and will not be discussed in this video. So these are the things that we need variables for. For example, when we need to store a product's name in a program, we need to create a variable for it. When you name a variable, there are certain rules you need to follow. Variable names can contain letters, numbers, underscores, and dollar signs. They must start with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. But starting with a letter is the common practice. They cannot start with a number. They are case sensitive. For example, these two variable names are different. You cannot use Java keywords, like reserved ones, class, public, int, etc. While the rules define what's allowed, it's good practice to choose descriptive and meaningful names for your variables. For example, instead of x, use age or username. In Java, every variable has a data type, which specifies the kind of value that variable can hold and size limits. Java has 8 built-in primitive data types for storing basic types of data. The int data type is used to store whole numbers, integers, without any decimal point, like -10, 0, 5, 1000, in the range of approximately -2.1 billions to 2.1 billions. The long data type is used to store long numbers where int is not enough. The double data type is used to store numbers with decimal points, like 3.14, -2.5, 0.0, etc. The boolean data type can hold only two possible values, true or false. It's used to represent logical conditions. For example, a boolean variable might store true if a user is logged in or false otherwise. The char data type is used to store a single character, like A, B, 7, $sign. Characters, unlike strings, are always enclosed in single quotes. Sometimes I can call them char because that's how I'm used to pronounce it, so forgive me in advance for this. These 5 are the most popular primitive types in Java, but the language also has other primitive types, like byte and short for integers with shorter size ranges and float for less precise floating point numbers. Working with numbers, we will primarily focus on int, long, and double for now, as they are commonly used. Now let's see how to work with variables in practice. Before you can use a variable, you need to declare it. Declaring a variable means telling Java its name and data type. The syntax for declaring a variable is data type space variable name semicolon. Let's declare some variables in our IDE. In these examples, we declare a variable named age of type int, a variable named price of type double, and so on. Remember, variable type first, then its name. Declaring a variable is a statement in Java, so we need to end a line with a semicolon. After declaring a variable, you can initialize it by assigning a value. You can initialize a variable using the assignment operator, equals sign. Value assignment is also a statement, so we need to add a semicolon at the end of the line as well. You can also declare and initialize a variable in a single step. Let's print the values of these variables to the console using System.out.println command. Let's run the program so we can see all the values are printed. You can change the value stored in a variable after it has been initialized. For example, let's change the age to 15 and isAdult to false and run the program again. You can see that the most recent value is printed to the console. If we change the value after the System.out.println command, then we won't see the updated value, because code is executed line by line, and value changed after we printed it. But what about the hello world string that we used in previous videos? What data type it has? Well, the type is called string, but it's not a primitive data type, so we will discuss it in one of the next videos. Excellent! You've now learned about variables and data types, which are fundamental building blocks for storing information in your Java programs. Remember that variables are like named containers, and data types specify the kind of data a variable can hold. We explored the common primitive data types like int, long, double, boolean, and char. In the next video, we will learn about operators in Java, which allow us to perform operations on variables and values. Remember, you don't learn programming when you are not coding, so practice declaring and initializing variables of different data types. Try printing their values to the console, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more Java programming lessons. See you in the next one, and happy coding!